right, good to see you all back for some more cubing action. As you can see, the interface kind of got some kind of change to the graphics here, but same game, and let's get to work. Okay, so first pack here has like the best card to start your animator deck with, so I don't think it's much of a contest here. I want to take Entomb. Entomb I have very, very high, like just below power in a like chunk of cards, like with other cards like Mimskin Boo, Orcish Bowmasters, Fourth Healingus, stuff like that, right? I mean, if we're lucky, we can table the Life Death, which is like a tier 2 reanimator card, but still good to have like critical mass of the 1-2 punch. Other than that, I mean, Force Negation, Teferi, Retrofitter, solid cards, right? Mother of Runes as well, but nothing really competes with the Entomb out of that pack. So we don't have the obvious follow-up here. We're always looking to get lucky and just follow up with like Reanimate, Animate Dead, Atraxa, Gristlebrand, Archon, stuff like that. But that's not the case. We do, however, have a Watery Grave, which I think is just like what we're gonna take. I don't necessarily think Reanimator decks have to be blue. They can also be red, like the Faithless Looting is also decent. But I think the Watery Grave will, be the best pick for us to get to play Dimir cards, which is a good strategy in general. Aside from that, this pack is really not anything to write home about. Like, let's say I first picked the Mother of Runes, I could follow up with Thalia. Let's say I first picked Teferi, then I don't even know where to go. I probably also take the Water Grave. So yeah, not the best second pick. Wow, this is amazing. So the thing about Fourth Healingus is it doesn't go with Entomb nor Water Grave, but it's insane and probably shouldn't be in the pack, but who knows? The only thing I would pick over Fourth Healingus here would be one of the premier cards I just talked about. Reanimate, Animate Dead, and the best fatties. Maybe something like Demonic Tutor as well. Okay, so we take that card, and now the draft can become complicated, because playing these 3 cards in the same deck probably not going to happen. So we're going to have to make some kind of choice about a direction here. And I'm not sure this pack helps me at all. Every time I see Flame Slash, I get reminded that I had to first pick that card at the mocks, playing for the highest stakes possible. I had to first pick Flame Slash. Ooh, that was not a good day. So Sheldog Isle versus Flame Slash, I guess. Flame Slash is red, like 4th. Sheldog Isle is blue, like, well, the Water Grave almost is. Okay, so I'll actually I'll try the Flame Slash here. I have a feeling that going red is better than going blue, and then I get past the Flash. But I guess that's a happy surprise. Yeah, now my deck is all over the place, but we have insane power level from Flash, Entomb, and Fourth Healingus. Okay, I mean, none of these other cards compete with Flash, so let's take it. So my brokenness is all over the place. This is really weird. This iteration is good, and this Imperial Seal is good. So no matter what I take here, my deck makes more sense after this pick than before, which is good. Is the Entomb plan dead, or is it too early to call? I feel like I should take the Imperial Seal here, because like Seal into Flash is also just insane. So let's try that. So now I have Creature, I guess Shredder, and Infernal Grasp. Those 3 cards are totally fine. The thing about Shredder is that it can discard a fatty in a pinch, which I might be interested in over one of the others, like mid-range threat removal, a bit more replaceable. Yeah, I'm actually going to take the Shredder because it synergizes with putting a creature in the yard, which I might be interested in down the line. So here we have another one of these replaceable removal spells alongside a Concealing Curtain. Carboline doesn't help me. Let's say this land actually helped me cast my spells. I would take it, but now I'm taking Childred's Edict. So now we have lands that help me. I feel like I should take Mana Confluence. It casts all spells, where Sacred Foundry only casts Fourth Eolingus and Flame Slash. There's also Show and Tell, but I'm not too big on that card. So, like, theoretically, you could build, like, have some kind of redundancy with Flash from that card, but I'm not the biggest fan. So Mana Confluence is a good card. Watergrave also helps me cast my spells. Blue-black with double splash, maybe? Let's see. I don't think this pack offers anything. Like the Epicure, let's say I end up black-red Reanimator or something, maybe. I don't play green and I don't want to, so let's take the Harvester. Harvester is a decent card. Flexible, good to reanimate, good to, hard cast, good to play for 2 mana. Here's Natural Order. Yeah, I'm not getting there on the Natural Order. I mean, I'll take the Bayou here and speculate. I'm sure there are a few cards like Oko, Pest Infestation, Minsk and Boo, and stuff like that. This draft is interesting. It's actually been a while since we haven't been like fully established by the end of pack 1. This is a cool one. I like this a lot. With no fatties, no reanimation, uncompleted combos include Flash, Entomb, but we do have the Seal. Sorry. I have a little bit of allergy sometimes. Yeah, let's take this. I don't really want to play it though. So the good news is that Flash and Entomb and those boys, they kind of want the same cards. Some of the time, I guess. So let's see. What can we open here? I guess it's just Necromancy. It kind of completes the combo with Entomb as long as we can find any replaceable or any respectable fatty, I was about to say. So that's a pretty clear pick. Plan A is still like Dimir Reanimator with a little bit of Flash. So yeah, let's take that. Honorable mentions. We can go with something like Dismember. Great mana creature, great ramp here in Ignoble Hierarch, but I mean, nothing competes with Necromancy out of that pack. And here's an Atraxa with Swords to Plowshares and Mana Leak. But Atraxa is the best fatty. It even works with Flash, so we can check that off the list. Ideally, we also get something like Worm or Primus to, really make Flash good. But it feels good to actually complete the combos. Now we just need to bolster what we already have. Ooh, this pack is not very strong. Does Windswept Heath do anything in my deck? Right now it doesn't, but it could. And because I have the Bayou, funnily enough, it's already a black source. So let's say I get, I don't know, Plateau, maybe. Then you have like a quad land all of a sudden. Well, yeah, but we don't need the green, so like Tri-land. So that's why picking up random duels can be valuable down the line. I think it's better to take the fetch here because it combos with all the triumphs. You could take one of these 2 fast lands and immediately improve my mana. But I think there's enough time to connect with the fetch land here. Also, we don't have to play this. I mean, we can just play blue-black here if we get the cards for it. Not playing Fourth Eolingus is acceptable. Let me put it that way. Speaking about the Plateau, here's a Plateau alongside some not very strong cards for my archetype. I think this is a good time to take the Plateau. Then now, as I said before, my Windswept Heath is not only a red-white source, it's also a black source because I have Bayou. You can just play that instead of a swamp. Okay, here's Badlands versus Itali and Torsten. So it's basically tier. This is a tier 1 flash card. This is like tier 2 flash card, where this is a tier 1.5 reanimation target. This is tier 2 reanimation target. So some of the, not the cream of the crop, but would be nice to insulate some fail rate. I think this Badlands is simply just, it's a card that more likely than not will let me play Fortheolingus at the end of this draft, which is cool. But this is actually not an easy pick. There's also just Fatal Push. But I'm going to take the Badlands because of Fortheolingus. Here's Force of Will, but I don't think my blue count will get there. So there's super solid Baleful Strix. There's mana. So let's see, what would this Wooded Foothills do? This Wooded Foothills would allow me to go. It's like a Triland, okay. And we have Mystical Tutor. I already have Imperial Seal, but I think I'm supposed to take Mystical Tutor. It's just more turn 2 flashes. Great, I mean, great pack, obviously. Ooh, great. And yeah, tough choice, tough choice. So here we have Whirlspine Worm that works with Flash, and we have Sneak Attack that could work with like more fatties down the line. This is actually a tough one because having Sneak, Flash, and Reanimation is sick, but it's a lot of fatties that I'm passing here. A lot of fatties I'm passing. Whirlspine is so good with Flash. I'm going to take Whirlspine here, but Sneak Attack, I wouldn't blame anyone for taking Sneak Attack in that spot. And then I get Gristlebrand. Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but I guess we shouldn't complain in this spot. We got some of the good fatties. Wheeling even reasonable cards here. We don't play green, so we can't take the Breeding Pool. We can take the Pensat Prism. Pensat Prism is decent. You have 4 colors, and it fixes a double splash all by itself. Theoretically, you can go Swamp, Island, play Prism, turn 3, play another Island, Fortheolingus. Like, out of nowhere. And in a pinch, you can hardcast Atraxa. So, I don't mind. Triplicate Titan is a tier 2, I guess, flash creature, but I think I'm supposed to take Chart, of course. It's a way to dump creatures from my hand. And just a serviceable card, like farming through your deck. We wield one of the lands here, can't complain. And we have these cards that we can't play. Some insane world where I don't believe in it, but let's take the channel. Eureka, kind of the same thing, so I guess we take the Lazav. Then we can take Mirror Battlesphere. I'm not too much of a talisman guy in these decks. Okay, so things are looking pretty nice, I would say. So I'm hoping to get Animate Dead or Reanimate. And yeah, some more support, maybe a little bit of interaction, even though I already have a little bit. Double Tutor, Entomb Flash, Fortheolingus. Yeah, we can't complain. And now I certainly can't complain. I open a Mox Ruby. It's actually been a while since I've had power on the channel, I feel like. Yeah, Mox Ruby is awesome. It's even on color when it comes to Fortheolingus. The thing is, the good Reanimator decks are generally the decks that, you know, benefit the least from having Moxes, Sol Ring, stuff like that. And that's also the case for this one, but yeah, obviously it's pretty darn strong. What are we getting back from this pack? Dare I say Grief? Could be, because I think Vampiric Tutor is the better black card, and I don't think we're 3 black drafters at the table. But time will tell. My money is on Grief. Okay, so this pack has Volcanic Island and Dark Ritual. Let's see. Volcanic Island. It casts Fortheolingus. I'm just going to count my red-white sources combined here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fortheolingus is very good to cast. Question is if Dark Ritual is good to like ramp stuff out, including the Fortheolingus, but I actually don't think so. Let's get a playable count here. I already have 8 mana sources, so I'm all the way down to 14. So I would have to play some bad cards unless I start rattling off some playables. Maybe I just take Dark Ritual. I feel like I'm doing okay in the Fortheolingus department. And Dark Ritual can lead to some busted stuff. Okay. This pack is also just decent. Her like Seer Missions is good for consistency. So is Night's Whisper. Inti, I think, is stressing the mana a bit too much. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I mean, Inti is not the worst, but I think it's better to just, you know, dig into my deck. And the question is, do I want raw card power or do I want like the cheaper cantrip? Unclear. I'll try and take the Seer Visions here for deck manipulation. Okay. This pack has the Grave Titan, which is sometimes, especially after I picked up Dark Ritual and I have Pentad Prism, Grave Titan is a decent mix between good reanimation target, reasonable to hardcast. And then other than that, there's a Rao Green Triome. I could see myself taking the Grave Titan here. That card can win games. Here's Shallow Grave. Probably want to make that work. Caracas is obviously awesome. Bitter Triumph as well. Let's see how reliably I put a legend into my graveyard. I have a Traxxon Gristlebrand. Oh, I guess it's not even Goryo's Vengeance, so it works with Worldspine Worm even. So I have Shredder, Shard, of course. Yeah, I don't have that much to put it into the yard, but I feel like I should. I feel like I should still take it because, I mean, it's only my second reanimation spell. Okay, I take Shallow Grave out of that pack. And now I feel like I should take the Bone Shards because Bone Shards is like a combo with, let's say, Worldspine Worm, Shallow Grave, where you can kind of respond to that trigger. And it's just solid to put whatever of these big creatures into the graveyard and then have the upside of drawing reanimation later. Wow, yeah, this pack is not good. This is a very good place to take the Triome. These cards are just not interesting for me at all, but bolstering my mana is, you know, always a thing. Okay, so Lauren Revealed is a duel right now that casts, like, draws 3 cards later. Blood Crypt is also decent, but I think I'm supposed to take Lauren Revealed. Yeah, let's take Lauren Revealed there. I did feel like I did not wheel whatever I thought I was going to wheel. Both black cards are missing. Black-white Surveil. I mean, I guess I will play it, but I'm not too excited about it. Can we play this card? How many green do I have? Just that one with 1 fetch and a mana confluence. It doesn't look great, but I think I'll take it if I can pick up a bit more fixing. It'll be playable. Doesn't seem to be the case. Can I cast a Lelia? I think I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this is enough to cast Lelia on time. I think that's decent pickup without being insane. And maybe I'm now in Inti territory. Or Kavu, I guess. Kavu can also discard cards from hand, but the green is... yeah, I'm scared about the green. How many forests do I have to tutor up? Unfortunately, I only have the Bayou, but that is a black source. I guess I take it. I don't know if I can run it. Same with Tarmogoyf. These cards are not playable. Okay. So I think I have to play like a few bad cards from my sideboard here. Maybe not bad cards, but cards I didn't prefer to play. Okay, so the fact that neither Vamp nor Grief wheeled from that pack was kind of bad for me. Let me just quickly rearrange these cards. Okay. So I like what's going on here. It looks like we have to play a few not very good cards to get there. I think this Lasav is reasonable card. You have some synergies once in a while, but mainly it's just a 2/3 that, when unchecked, can like get you some clues for later. So what am I looking to add here? I could just go to 16 lands with Mox and Revealed. Ideally, I play one more spell. And the question is, how reliably do I have red? If I have red reliably, I can just play the Flame Slash. I think that card is pretty strong. So we can try and put that in for now. Okay, so I have 7 land slots. Let's count. Let's just quickly get the like main colors sorted. So let's start with blue. 1, 2. This is not a blue. 3. So, I mean, I will have to add a lot of islands to this deck. But that's okay, since I have a lot of duels in the other colors. So, probably something like this. And then I only have 2 land slots. Okay, let's see if this works out. Black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So theoretically, I can just go one swamp. I think that's acceptable. And then let's see how the splashes are doing. Let's start with red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not getting any. So I guess I need a mountain. That's also okay. And the last but not least, let's check up on white. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the thing is, it's only for Earlingus, so I think that's totally reasonable. Yeah, I mean, I think I have a deck here that can win games. A lot of power, but also like some individually strong cards. Let's see if we can piece this together and get some wins. All right, round one. I'm playing. I don't know what to call this. 4-color animator, and we're on the play here. My hand doesn't do anything, but it has some. What would you call that? Potential. Let's see if it will be unfulfilled potential. I think if like there's some world I oftentimes use the cleanup step as a discard outlet, but this is not the game for it. If I was on the draw, like if I was on the draw, I drew Dark Ritual or I had a Mox or something, then sure, but not this time. The opponent has a Duress. That's really not what we want to see. Like disruptive cards are so good when we were playing these A+B combo decks. Just the opponent rips away the Necromancy. I guess they don't. Like then we need to find 2 specific combo pieces to get there. But I guess they didn't. So now we can draw something like Chart a Course, Entomb, or whatever. Or the opponent just might have some insane card that prevents me from using my graveyard. Okay, so we have time here. Let's see how much time. Also, Lion Sash is in the cube, which is tutorable. I'm a champion. Where's my Rocky theme? What a draw. Let's see if we have anything better than Atraxa. That is oftentimes not the case. Let's trigger the good old Atraxa. Nice Flame Slash. So Flame Slash as a sorcery, cool. Mystical Tour as an instant, which because it goes and gets Flash. I guess I want some kind of blue source. Island is fine. Then I can take Harvester as creature, and yeah, I mean, brutal stuff for the opponent. And you're up. So, worth noting is, because I used my last counter on Prism, I can't flash my opponent next turn. Which is not nothing. I do, however, have that plan lined up while the opponent has plenty of their hands full when it comes to Atraxa. So this is like where I sometimes talk about Magic being an emotional game. So the opponent duressed me. They took the Sheldred's Edict because they wanted to kill me fast with Cauldron Complete and like limit the amount of turns I have to find my enabler. And that theory could be correct, but it didn't work out. So what about next time the opponent has that choice? Did that one occurrence affect their future behavior? I would wager that's oftentimes the case in Magic, where it really shouldn't. Where it's like you already did your research. Wait, I mean your research. You already thought about this, and this is just kind of you accepting a bad outcome. Okay, so let's attack with Atraxa. Most likely just play out Island and pass. Here's Solitude. Okay, so Atraxa drew me 4 spells, or like 4 good cards, and him to Torag my opponent here, so pretty darn strong. Play Island. Has the turn. I have a little bit of removal here from the Harvester. I can flash Worm. Okay. Okay, I like this. There's the grief. Um, huh. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I have to look at my deck list here. If I tutor for flash, the opponent takes a worm and the flash does nothing. What if I tutor for... Yeah, okay, I have a good plan here. So I tutor for 4 Theolingus in response. The opponent takes... Oh, I messed up. I'm an idiot. Okay. So the next best thing, aside from playing well, is telling you guys how I should have played. So I need to line cycle this card first, because if I land cycle now, it messes up the top card of my deck. Yeah, that was horrible. So now the opponent can negate me a 2/2. Okay, yeah. Oh, that got me flustered, unfortunately. I was also supposed to kill the grief before the trigger resolves, because now my opponent can take back the monarch. Mistakes were made in abundance there. So yeah, not only do I get one less creature, my opponent can also take back the monarch. This is horrible. Simply terrible. So the opponent plays grief. It resolves. I respond to the trigger. I tutor an island, and I kill the grief. Then I make one more token. The opponent does not get the monarchy. I don't deserve this. Not even close. I managed to find the flash, and I have the worm, and yeah, this was not well played. This is but it's actually cool. It's a cool showcase of why your small decisions, even when you have the nuts, doesn't really matter. No, that's a bad joke. But that's why the goal should be to play well, and the goal shouldn't be to be to win. You should just focus on playing well, to be honest. So let's see how much the opponent sends into the red zone here. I have 19 trample damage on the backswing, so I can go like this. Flash Worm, kill the grief, take 5. Masterful wizardry on display here. I'm just gonna apologize to my opponent here for playing very poorly and still just crushing it. Yeah, it was terrible. Okay. So we're playing against the white-black disruption. Cards like Flametongue Kavu go up in the power rankings a lot when we're getting disrupted, because it's like standalone 2-for-1 most likely. Do I have a terrible card against that strategy? I don't think I have. You can argue that a card like Inti is not the best, or just Lazav. But Lazav can also just block. Inti is a bit more, you need to attack. Kind of the same as Lelia. Am I ever attacking against that deck unless I'm winning? I'll actually swap Lelia here for Flametongue Kavu, because it's the worst defensive card I have. Ooh, that was yeah. My draw was insane. I won despite of my terrible plays. So this hand is decent. I have some removal. I have my mana works. I have all my 4 colors, which means I have good draws. Everything from 4 Theolingas to whatever. Okay, so we're getting positioned here. The opponent can take Mox, Bone Shards, or Sheldred's Edict. All of those are decent. Like, that deck is basically trying to make our both decks, like, let's say mulligan to 4. Or, like, that's the ideal, right? They most likely play better from lower resources than I do. Here's the Glorified Swamp, also known as Bayou. But we played because of Windswept Heath in our mana base, so it's fine. It's very nice to combo those seemingly off-color duels to become untapped sources through a fetch land. The draw wasn't very exciting. But I mean, I have to get to 4 lands, somehow. Ooh, okay, and the opponent knows about my removal, so let's see what this is. Something like Lingering Souls would be annoying. Let's see. Mox Diamond is actually... It's not trivial to have a good Mox Diamond deck. Okay, Thalia and Mother Runes. Okay. So I most likely have to kill the Mother Runes discarding a card. And it's not going to be that. It's probably going to be the Bayou. Yeah. I feel like I should do like this. Discard Bayou. Yeah, I think this is okay. The thing is, I need this for my blue source. Holding this has so much upside when it comes to like bad draws from my deck. And yeah, it's a tough call. I mean, there is a world where discarding Flame Tongue is better, but Flame Tongue right now is the only reason I need to get to 4 mana, so... Let's see. Oh, the opponent does not have the land right now, but I am not able to cast this Edict unless I draw an untapped land. So... Yes, I cycle here, and... Yeah, Watergrave is probably fine. Now the opponent gets to take the best card out of my hand, and I don't even know which one that is, so I'm under a lot of pressure here. There are some cool situations where the opponent goes, oh, I'm not going to lose to Flash again. And then I draw the 4th land, and Flame Tongue kind of stabilizes. There's also the opposite situation where the opponent goes, like, use the same strategy as last time. Okay, fair enough. So the opponent wants to insulate against removal here. Because they know about Flame Tongue and Edict. I draw Flame Slash. Flame Slash is a good one. I think I should just kill that Paragon. So now we're kind of back to the same... The opponent played a 4-drop, I killed the 4-drop, so neither of us got anywhere. And now we're just back to flipping the curtains, most likely. And then the opponent has the same choice, so... I guess I took 2 damage in the meantime from Thalia. Let's see what the eye reveals. The cool thing about this is I'm getting the extra card right away, which makes taking Flametongue Kabu a lot more interesting for the opponent. And a lot more interesting for me to keep that card, because I get to cantrip here and get my draw step. If there's an untapped land, I kill the eye, and then all of a sudden, maybe I'm even ahead on the board. I can play the Edict right now. I can play the Charter Course right now. In general, I think my spot is reasonable here. It could have been way worse against Inquisition, bunch of creatures, even with acceleration sprinkled in. Thalia active. The opponent takes Flash, which kind of... I would wager, but I obviously don't know, it's just an educated guess, that what happened last game affected the opponent's decision here. But who knows? Let's see if we can draw land. Couldn't draw land. Necromancy doesn't do anything for multiple reasons. No big fatty in the yard and Thalia in play, so... Let's cast Sheldred's Edict. Opponent should sacrifice a non-token creature. I'm actually curious which one. Nah, it's probably the eye. The opponent will keep the Thalia here. They know I have at least one spell affected by this. So if the opponent sacrifices Thalia, I might have time to Mystical Tutor, Entomb, and Necromancy, but I'm not sure. That did not happen. So now the dream is to either draw the land, kill Thalia, move on, or chart a course into a fatty and a land, bin it, and try and Necromancy for the win. There's the fourth land. So I feel like in that spot, I just Flame Tongue. The opponent could actually, with the fifth land being deployed, their last card could be Solitude, based on what we saw last game. But it is what it is. It wasn't Solitude, which is very good for me. I have options here. I can Mystical Tutor. But maybe it's better to chart a course first. Yeah, I think it's better. Let's see. Flicker Wisp. I kind of have to blink. Okay, fair enough. You got me. Yeah. Let's draw. Let's attack. Then let's draw 2. I still have blue on my upkeep, so this is fine. Draw. Guess I have more blue now. Necromancy doesn't make any sense on the Paragon, just making sure. Yeah. Let's just pass. And bearing discard spells. We did see Grief and Duress, so that is possible. Bearing those, we get to present Atraxa next turn. Mystical. There's also Forthiolingus, funnily enough. So let's see, that's 8, that's 12. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's take Entomb. Cast Entomb. Atraxa. Let's go Necromancy on that card. Look at the top 10. I have not played a land yet, so Harvester as a removal is cool. Harvester, Artifact, Prism, Sorcery, Earlingus, and I guess a random land. Done. We can get in for 4 here and have removal for the Flicker Wisp if the opponent gets naughty. Take 4. Yeah, pretty dominating spot here. The opponent couldn't capitalize on like the time I spent doing not a lot. Now the opponent gets to duress the Forthiolingus. Harvester's a creature. I don't have to respond. That card is gone. I wonder if I'm even supposed to Harvester here. I'm just supposed to say, go ahead and block. I'll take the turn and see what happens. Huh. So now the opponent can... Should I allow them to chump block or should I put them to 1? That's kind of the question. Yeah. Let's put them to 1. Playing out the Prism and the tap land, so my opponent knows my last 2 cards are double basic land. And let's see if they can wrath. Wrathing here would maybe make the game awkward. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah. I mean, I'm not proud of how game one went, but I think it's good to display that kind of stuff where sometimes when the world's your oyster, it's still important to execute correctly. And there's a bunch of technical stuff like let the grief resolve, then cycle, then put a card on top, then kill the grief, then let them pick. Like I had to do 3 actions in the same order there, which I definitely have in my arsenal, but you have to see it in the moment, and yeah, you could get punished, or you could just draw flash like a champ. All right, 1-0 with this sweet sweet deck. Let's see if we can keep the ball rolling. Okay, round 2 here, and this hand is actually a cool example of how insane it is to have not only Mox, not only Lauren revealed, but also having a tool that Lauren revealed can go and get, because I have Watery Grave in my deck, which makes this hand a keep. This doesn't make this hand, I mean, insane or anything, but it's just, how is this a keep? It's keep because of all of those factors. So we can cycle for Watery Grave and cast Serum Visions, and then we're not that far off from ritualing out a Titan. So obviously way better than pressing the mulligan button. And now we're also in a spot where Entomb would just be insane. So let's see what we can find here. Ledger Shredder. I like the land, but I don't think I like the Shredder. I drew Lazav. Let's leave the land. Went in with a Surveil Lantern one. Mox of their own. I play Lazav. Any land, then I can go Ritual Grave Titan. And for now, my opponent kind of has to worry about Lazav. Not really worry about it, but it's kind of annoying, like just chipping away, giving me the clues, which will favor me in a longer game. Also worth noting, the opponent bent a Corpse Dance. I actually didn't see that the first time around. So that says a lot about their deck. You're not going to run Corpse Dance in like an aggressive deck. Okay, so Lazav got killed, and the opponent has this Virtue for the Giga Long game, and I draw the land. I mean, how hard can it be? Let's see if we can get Mana Tithe here. That would be glorious for the opponent and very sad for me. Grave Titan hits the battlefield. My Zero Lander produced a turn 3 Grave Titan. Not bad, not bad. Recurring Nightmare. Okay. I mean, it looks like the opponent's deck has a lot of upside. Whirlspine Worm. So now I could Shallow Grave the Lazav. Attack for how much? Attack for 12, get a clue. Is that better? Attack with Lazav. Get a clue. So that would be like 2 damage, draw a card off of Shallow Grave? I don't think that's necessary. I can draw like discard outlet for the Whirlspine Worm and maybe do better things. I guess in some desperation mode. It's debatable. It's debatable. Like use all my mana this turn. Yeah, I don't know. It's close. Okay, the opponent didn't have a functional draw, just play Recurring Nightmare, hope for the best. Like my hand, I have hands like that as well in my deck, where it's like, oh, now I just need to find a tutor or a flash, but this card could just be dead all game as well. Okay, so the opponent is up to some graveyard shenanigans. They added a lot of graveyard hate in this cube, but I don't have any of it. So there's that. I mean, card like Flame Tongue is probably decent. If my opponent has Recurring Nightmare, they probably also have like some cheaper stuff. But I would have to cut something to get there, and I don't think the other cards are worse in my deck. I still have some removal, etc. So let's try and resubmit. Okay, I've turned to Flash Worm here, which is brings out bad memories from the mocks. I got eliminated by that same play. So we don't want to get discarded. We don't want to get disrupted, I guess. And then we can ask the tough question. Imperial Seal, Whirl Spine Worm, very strong card, but also a very dead card if the flash goes away. I wonder when you do this. I'm trying to think about when to when to flash. I feel like I should pass. Did I see blue last game? I don't think I saw blue. There's a situation where playing like this, I play around card like Toxic Deluge, where if I do it on my own turn, the opponent can Toxic Deluge and live through it, right? So I can play Lelia here and attempt to attack for 18. It's a buck. I'll report the buck. I hit the worm after flashing it. High level Magic. It's a very rare opportunity for you guys to see just one of the best in the business just outplaying the opponent with so complicated lines and yeah, just the attention to detail. Truly awesome. All right, let's see if we can snag this trophy. Don't go anywhere. All right, it's finals time. I'm playing 4-color Reanimator, and this hand is awesome. This hand is actually like the other part of the deck, which I almost forgot about, like just playing solid stuff and pressuring the opponent. So super excited about this combo of Lele and Inti. Let's see what they can do. I can go turn 1 Inti, turn 2 Lele, and just commence the beatdown, really. Pretty insane to have on-color Mox here as my only untapped red source. Let's see what Fenris is up to. By the way, I've won 3 die rolls this cube. It's worth keeping an eye out for, I would say. In both directions, like, oh, this made it very hard to win the games because I was on the draw all the time, or I was on the plays, but I was able to put more pressure on the opponent, etc., etc. It's just good to, stay true to both sides of the fence, so to speak. That could come in handy later. What I'm going to do here is play out Lelia, and I'm not going to discard to Inti, I think. I think that would just be weird. So I guess, yeah, let's not do that. Mystical Tutor. Unfortunately, can't cast those cards right now. I'm putting on immense pressure on the opponent. I feel like they have to kill that Lelia right now, or this will get out of hand. Also, this is a lot of damage. Like, there's Talisman. Is there a Plow or an Oust? Nope. Okay. Bristlebrand does not work with Flash, unfortunately. But I can put it in the yard here with Inti. That should be good. So, go to combat, swing, discard Bristlebrand, make Inti bigger. I can play Watery Grave this turn. I can play Island this turn. Not the most exciting, but magic. So let's think here. Which reasons do I have for cycling right now? I don't have white. If I cycle, I don't have white. So fourth year link is kind of out the picture. I have Imperial Seal in my deck, so maybe if I go Island, Cycle, hold up Bayou, maybe that's good. I'll try that. Mystical Tutor gone. And I forgot about that interaction as well. So now I look like kind of a jerk. No, maybe not. Maybe that's just like Serum Visions versus Imperial Seal. Okay. Lelia even grew bigger from that. Oof. Yeah, the opponent needs to wrath the board here. Okay. Yeah, that was just unreasonable. And once again, like, how these cards work together, the cards getting exiled also grows the Lelia. Kind of crazy. So my opponent showed Volcanic Island and White-Blue Talisman, which makes me think the opponent's on some kind of artifact synergy. That being said, I don't have any disenchants or whatever, but it's just, sure, I just ran over my opponent with an insane draw, but we should still pick up on the details, because before you know it, I get countered to Oblivion, I'm mulligan to 5, and then I wish I would have sideboarded better, or like, we want to slam the door. We don't want to just leave it up to chance if we have any impact over the outcome. I guess I'll just resubmit and see what happens here. Another mock straw, this time a bit less brutal for the opponent. I have a feeling those removal spells are going to be very hit or miss. So with a card like Shredder, I actually like, depending on what happens and what I draw, of course, I actually like going just land past turn 1 and then go Shredder Mox to trigger it turn 2. I think getting the aggro going is way less important than, digging through my deck. I draw Dark Ritual. That doesn't really change my opinion on what I just said. But it does make, I can draw stuff like Grave Titan and stuff. So let's see, I can go Shredder. If my opponent deals with that card, whatever. It could clear the way better for later. Really? Okay. I have all my colors. Just gonna check my list real quick. Windswept Heath is untapped. Like Mardu, I believe. Yeah, Windswept Heath is untapped Mardu, but I already have those colors. And pass the turn. Huh. It's interesting how I should play here, because a card like Shredder is not. Oh, I'm a gangster. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go play the land, even though I have Lelia, because if my opponent plays a soft counter, I have Dark Ritual as the. Like, I can pay for Mana Leak with Dark Ritual. It's insane, right? Did I say Mana Drain? I meant Mana Leak if I said Mana Drain, but it's kind of funny. Yes, that works. So now, I'm curious. I'm curious what the opponent can do here, because Mana Drain can be an insane 1-2 punch, or just a glorified counterspell. The opponent has 7 mana available. This is crunch time, baby. Dak Thaden, which, funnily enough, does disrupt me from casting Grave Titan. It looks like the opponent is looking to play Enter the Shredder. I mean, I guess it's acceptable when that's the case. Let's draw. We draw Grizzlebrand. Sure. Put Grizzlebrand to the yard. Let my opponent tinker. Nexus of Becoming. At the beginning of combat, they draw. Okay, then exile an artifact or creature. Okay, so I'm scared. Let's see what kind of stuff they have. Torsten as an artifact. Okay. Huh. Oh, okay, okay. The opponent has a sweet deck here. Okay. So what can we draw? Bone Shards. Theoretically a decent draw, but I already have a bunch of removal. 3/3. The opponent put what in hand? Mountain, Emrakul, City of Traders. Yeah. So the opponent has a 3/3 Emrakul coming. Probably can't beat that. Protection from spells that are one or more colors. The Edict. There's some. Okay, okay. I might have a window where I go. Sheldra. No, Flame Slash to Torsten. Respond to the opponent gets 7 guys. Edict the Emrakul. That is a way to play Magic. It's so sad. If I think if I was able to develop the Grave Titan this turn, I just win because I have that play up my sleeve. Well, I don't know. The opponent gets 7/1/1s next turn, I guess. Oof. Ruh-roh. Okay. Nice nice turn. Like drain into Tinker Dak. That was brutal. Brutal turn. Ulamog. Okay. Yeah, my opponent has a draw engine that keeps on going. Like this is over. But it was a darn cool game. Here's Island. 1 turn too late. I needed to have the Grave Titan in play right now. Because Annihilator 4 is GG's. Yeah, it's so sad. Because I can easily kill this. I guess it's the same. It's the same move as the Emrakul. And the opponent has Emrakul in hand. Okay, so I guess we go for the play I thought about. Flame Slash. Respond. Sheldritch Edict. Oh. It is a token, right? Yeah. Sack a token. I draw Imperial Seal. And I could have played a land before to let myself draw that card. Mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. I wonder what I should discard. The opponent goes Emrakul. Maybe I just discard Titan. I don't know. I kind of lost the... I lost track of this game. And I couldn't tell you if there is a way to win it, which is kind of the problem. I don't think there is. But that thought really shouldn't get to me here. So what happens if I... What happens if I give myself the chance to draw Imperial Seal? Then what? Maybe it's something with like Harvester, but I'm not sure. Shallow Grave. Okay, so let's see here. This card is not indestructible. I feel like I can do some insane things here if the opponent has nothing in hand. If I Imperial Seal, then I Shallow Grave. Then with the Shredder, I draw into the card. I think there's a chance I can get my opponent to chum block with Emrakul here. But then I'm at 1, which is funny. I'm at 1, then I lose to the 7 tokens. So attacking with the worm doesn't do it. That's incredibly funny. I need to look at my list here. Because the Emrakul will annihilate me for 6 next turn, which is devastating. If I attack with Worm and Worm alone, the opponent can go to 1. I do get 3 guys. So if I attack with the Worm and I stay back with Shredder, the opponent will take the damage. I'll be at 7. So I would need to block Emrakul and 1 soldier on the opponent's next turn. So that means Annihilator 6, that's the 4 lands. Yeah, and 2 worms. And then I block. Okay, I think that's a shot. We'll have a better shot. That's the thing. Attack for 15, put my opponent to 1. And then I have 1 worm that's supposed to try and win the game. No, I go to 6 here from Seal. Something Atraxa, maybe? This is so sick. This is incredibly awesome. Okay, let's try this. Dark Red, because I can draw into some stuff. Draw. Put Atraxa in the yard. Resolve that. Play Shallow Grave. Trigger Atraxa. Not really ideal here. Maybe it's just, is this just game over? Inti or Theolingus, maybe? I don't know. Mystical Tutor, land. Play Inti, maybe? Then what else can I do? I can't kill the Zemrakul. That would have helped a lot. Yeah, I think I just lose here. It's so close. I feel like if I had a bit more life total, I could win with the Worldspine line. But this is just was there any Harvester line? No, I don't think so, because then Emrakul just annihilates me. I'm gonna concede this game. Let's go to game 3. From my brain. My brain almost exploded there. Okay. So my opponent's a Tinker deck. Can't do anything about that though. The removal spells are probably very hit or miss, but I don't think I have better alternative. Tenacious Underdog to bring the beats instead of Flame Slash. Let's try. Okay, game 3 for the trophy. I'm sorry for the change of pace that game. That was not impressive. Yeah, I can't keep this hand. Too few cards, like, complete this hand, so this hand is kind of funny because it doesn't have the second land, but once it gets it, I'm kind of in business. I guess I keep this. I get rid of Inti or Gristlebrand. I'd probably get rid of Gristlebrand, and then do I Mystical Tutor for Lauren Revealed? Yeah, I think this hand is supposed to go Mystical Tutor Lorn Revealed, Cycle Lorn Reveal turn 2, Imperial Seal for Flash, and then it attracts like my way into the game. Which is terrible. I mean, I could have natural drawn a land, but I think it's better to, you know, ensure it. uh, I mean, this has to be done. It just feels so bad. Like, mulligan, cast double top deck tutor. So how do I play? Playing against Mr. Mana Drain over there. Let's see. The opponent did not crack the bauble because of Tinker. Got it. Brutal. Brutal stuff. Yeah, I don't know about this. It's like, I could have just, cast that, I could have just cast that flash, but let's see. The opponent keeps playing towards tinkering away this bauble, I feel like. Oh, okay, Academy. Academy is a good reason to not do it. Yeah, the opponent played well this game. Just holding up the counter, didn't want to lose. It's pretty clear to me I'm getting drained here. Yes, that works. Should I wait further? I can discard the Grave Titan, have a look at the top card, but I don't think that I'll win this game. Okay, I'll try with the Flash. Yeah, I got smoked this game. That's what happens. Let's see if we can spike some insane card here. I guess I should have discarded Atraxa there. If I draw Necromancy, I could have reanimated that. There's a Troll, which is probably one of the only beatable Oath cards in my opponent's deck. Also, I could have considered, once the opponent like moved to their attack step, to flash there to make mana drain worse. I knew about the mana drain from the other game. If I do it on their attack step, they have colorless in their second main. Maybe that would be better. Here's a good play, actually. We should take note of this. So the opponent plays a Nettle Cyst, which isn't amazing at all, because now they have two creatures. So they equip over to the Troll so that they only have one creature, so I don't trigger Oath. Pretty cool play. Yeah, my hand was incredibly bad against Counterspell. Do I let my opponent Oath? I don't think I have a choice. Yeah, this is very bad. I discard Atraxa. Let's see if the opponent's interested in blocking. I don't think they should be. They should just take the damage and Oath again. Now I feel like I should destroy my own creature. Just can I do both here? I don't know if this is supposed to work. Maybe it's like wastelanding your own wasteland. I don't know. Okay, so now I have set up a situation where I take 9 from the troll. I trigger Oath of Druids. And I have to get lucky. I can't beat anything, most likely. I think that's my way to win this game. It's so awesome when you get Oath of the Druids to work in cube. That's just awesome. Because oftentimes you'll have these like solid creatures that kind of make it bad, or some, I don't know, ignoble birds, stuff like that. Show and tell. Very brave against this deck, but I mean, it does the trick. So the opponent puts some lands in the hand. Now my edict is terrible. I wanted the edict to just imagine the opponent does not have a Torsten here. Then I can I'll just GG here and go back to the game and finish my line of thought. If the opponent does not present a Torsten here, I oath into a big creature. Pretty lucky as well, right? But that's my out. Then I pass the turn, the opponent does not trigger Oath. Then the opponent tries to attack for lethal, and I have the Edict. Then I can attack for lethal. That was my way to win this game. Ooh, this game was awesome. Like this deck this deck was insane. So don't get anything twisted there. But it was also kind of complicated for me to play. Lots of small decisions I haven't had to make in a lot of time. Like the whole, which lands do I have? Which outs do I have? Tutor this, tutor that. A lot of life total math as well mixed in, and then the sequencing part against the grief, which, yeah, it wasn't my best moment, but I think it's very important to showcase that kind of stuff as well. I want to go back and look at like how I maneuvered this draft. I think I maneuvered quite well. I like the end result, but sometimes you can't see the forest for all the trees, and there can always be optimizations rather. And then in the last match here, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it kind of just got owned, and my lines were kind of forced. The opponent was just so happy once I started mystical tutoring for a slow land, and then tutoring for my demise, basically getting mana drained. Like that was amazing. I served it up there for the opponent, but yeah, kudos to them. They built a sweet deck and denied me the trophy. So yeah, that'll do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the more high-paced action, even though like turn 2 flash is not the most interesting gameplay. I highly enjoy interesting gameplay over just, dying quickly or crushing the opponent quickly. But yeah, sometimes we get a little bit of everything in a mixed bag. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.